So first we're going to start with making the dilutions, and we need to do this with the crystal violet. So that's the crystal violet concentrated stock solution. And I'm going to make the 10 mil. So you're seeing the 10 mil volumetric pipette and a bulb. So I'm going to suck up 10 mils of the crystal violet, and then I'm going to dispense it into a 100 mil volumetric flask. And so I'm going to make up each one of these solutions with a volumetric pipette, so I get the exact volume that I need. So using the volumetric pipette, remember that you're going to bring the liquid all the way up to the line, and then you're going to dispense it into the volumetric flask. So what you will see is in a second or two, it's going to cut away. I will fill it up with some water, and then you're going to see me squirt the water in with the squirt bottle up to the line. Once you have filled the volumetric flask to the line, you're then going to put the cap on it, and you're going to invert it so that you mix it. Again, you're going to do this for all of the um, dilutions, so 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2. And all of these dilutions, as you could tell, the lightness of the color um, is increasing as you go from 10 to 2. So now we're going to read these samples on the spectrophotometer. So this is the sample compartment. And now I'm going to show you where you change the nanometers. So on each spectrophotometer, you could change the nanometers. I need to read all of these samples at 590 nanometers. So I will set that. Once you set your nanometers, you're then going to have to blank the spectrophotometer. So in order to blank it, you're going to put a cuvette that is filled with distilled water into the sample compartment. Before you, when you put that into the sample compartment and close the lid, you're going to hit a button that says 0 absorbance, 100% transmittance, and it's going to say blank on the screen. It might flash a little bit, and then once it has completed the blanking process, you should see that it reads 0 absorbance. Once you have taken your blank out of there, you're now going to read a sample. So we're going to read one of the samples, that is the purple crystal violet, and we're going to wipe it on the outside with a chem wipe. It is just a tissue that has no lint. It's called a chem wipe. And it's used so that you have any residue or anything, oils from your fingers on the outside off of it. And then you're just going to read the absorbance. And you're going to do that for all of your samples. So what you will continue to do is keep it at 590. You don't need to blank it anymore. And you're going to read all of your samples. So now we're going to start the reaction between hydroxide and the crystal violet. So first I'm going to pipette 10 mils of the crystal violet into a 100 mil volumetric flask. So you will see me pipette again 10 mils of the crystal violet. So for both experiments, the 5 mils and the 10 mils of OH, you're going to use still 10 mils of the crystal violet. So now you're going to see me pipette 5 mils of the sodium hydroxide. The sodium hydroxide is a 0.1 molar concentration. Now, once you add the NaOH to the crystal violet, the reaction will start to go, but this reaction takes well over an hour for all of the crystal violet to change to a clear color. So never panic. And the last step you must always do is add water to the line. Otherwise, you do not have the right concentration of the OH to the crystal violet. So you always must dilute it up to the 100 ml line. So you'll see me pouring the water just to speed up the process. And then when I get close to the neck of the volumetric flask, that's when I use the squirt so I could be a little more careful of how much I'm putting in there. So again, put the cap on it. You're going to invert it and swirl so that you get all of it completely mixed. And now the reaction has started. So what you won't see off camera is then I make up my solution with 10 mils of the sodium hydroxide. Again, you're going to use 10 mils of the crystal violet, 10 mils of the sodium hydroxide, and you're going to dilute it up with water. So now once you have made all of your solutions, you are now going to read them on the spectrophotometer. But what you're going to see in the video here is we're just going to watch the color change over 20 minutes. So what you see here is I'm starting the timer. On the left is the 5 mils. On the right is the 10 mils of hydroxide. You could already see that the color is different, even though you had the same amount of crystal violet in both of them. So in this video, you're going to see it cut to 5 mils, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so on and so forth. So over these 20 minutes, you would be taking a measurement on the spectrophotometer each time and recording what the absorbances are. But I thought this would be a much more interesting video for you to watch rather than me just putting samples into a spectrophotometer. As you could see at minute 10, we're up to minute 10 here. The 10 mil OH definitely looks a lot lighter than the 5 mil. And this will continue through all of the time.